In a vast African kingdom ruled by a wise and just king, the land is fertile, the people are prosperous, but a powerful enemy threatens their peace. One courageous man, Simba, dares to challenge the enemy. A fierce battle ensues as he confronts the enemy, who wields the spear with greed, turning its power against him. Would he fall to the spear's dark curse, or would he find the strength to defy fate itself? The battle wasn't just for survival, it was for the entire kingdom. This is where our story begins. The legend of the spear, long ago, before the kingdom. New peace. There was chaos and war. Villages were burned and families were torn apart. People prayed day and night for a hero to save them. Hearing their cries, the great gods of the mountains gathered to help. They forged a powerful spear using the strongest iron and the flames of a sacred volcano. This spear was called Magical Spear, the Spear of Blood. It was said to have the power to defeat any enemy and protect the land from evil. But this was no ordinary spear. The gods placed a special magic on it. If someone with a pure heart and good intentions held it, they would become the strongest warrior, able to protect the weak and bring peace. But if someone with a wicked heart tried to use it, the spear would turn against them, bringing terrible curses and destruction. It would drink the blood of the greedy and never rest. To protect the spear, the first king of the land built a hidden cave deep within the sacred mountain. Only the pure of heart could find this cave. It was guarded by fierce spirits who tested anyone who dared to enter. The spear was kept there for generations, and no one dared to take it, for they all knew its power. But as years passed, the legend of the spear became just a story whispered by the elders. People forgot its power and its curse. Only the wise. Elder Farai knew the truth and continued to guard the cave, waiting for the day the true hero would come to claim it. Little did they know, in the shadows, someone with a wicked heart was planning to steal the spear and use its power for evil. That someone was Jaka, the cunning and greedy rival leader. He had heard the legend and wanted the spear for himself, to become the most powerful ruler and conquer the kingdom. And so the story of courage, betrayal, and destiny began. The conflict. The spear is stolen one dark night. When the moon hid behind thick clouds, Jaka made his move. He gathered his most trusted followers, warriors skilled in the art of stealth. They moved like shadows through the forest, avoiding the guards and the spirits that protected the sacred cave. Jaka had learned the secret paths from an old map he stole from a village elder. He was determined to get the spear, no matter the cost. Meanwhile, Farai, the wise elder, sat by the fire, his heart heavy with worry. He had seen a vision of darkness swallowing the kingdom, and it all began with the theft of the spear. But before he could act, the ground shook, and a cold wind howled through the night. The spirits guarding the cave cried out in warning, but it was too late. Jaka had found the entrance. With a wicked grin, he stepped into the cave, his eyes gleaming with greed. As he approached the spear, the spirits rose to stop him. They swirled around him, whispering warnings of the curse. But Jaka was not afraid. "You cannot scare me, I am the strongest," he shouted, swinging his sword to break through the spirits. His followers cheered as the spirits vanished. He reached for the spear, his hands shaking with excitement. The moment his fingers touched it, a flash of red light filled the cave. The ground trembled and a loud roar echoed through the mountains. The curse had been awakened. But Jaka did not care. He lifted the spear high and laughed. "Now, no one can—" "Stop me," he shouted. News of the theft spread quickly. The kingdom was in chaos. Crops withered, rivers dried up, and a dark shadow covered the land. People were afraid, whispering that the curse had begun. They went to Farai, begging for help. The wise elder knew that only a brave and pure-hearted warrior could stop Jaka and end the curse. He called for Simba, the young warrior known for his courage and kindness. "You must go on a journey to get back the spear," Farai said. "But beware, the path is dangerous and the curse is powerful. Only with a pure heart can you succeed." Simba agreed, his eyes burning with determination. He would save his people no matter the cost. The journey and trial Simba began his journey with courage in his heart and hope in his eyes. But the path was not easy. The first trial awaited him at the Forest of Illusions, a place where nothing was as it seemed. Trees moved, shadows danced, and voices whispered, trying to confuse him. "You are lost. Turn back," they mocked. But Simba remembered Farai's words, "Trust your heart and you will find the way." He closed his eyes and walked forward, ignoring the voices. The illusions disappeared, and the path became clear. But his journey was far from over. Next, he reached the River of Souls. The water was dark, swirling with spirits of fallen warriors. They rose from the river, their eyes hollow and voices haunting. "Join us, I stay forever," they chanted. Simba shivered, but stood his ground. One spirit, a warrior from his own village, stepped forward. "You must prove your loyalty to the kingdom," it challenged. Without fear, Simba spoke, "I fight for my people, and I will protect them even if it costs me my life." The spirits bowed and let him pass. His final trial was at the Mountain of Wisdom. At the top he faced his greatest fear, himself. A shadowy figure appeared, looking just like him but filled with doubt and fear. "You are not strong enough. You will fail," it taunted. Simba's heart wavered, but he remembered his purpose. "I am not afraid because my heart is pure," he declared. The shadow vanished and Simba was ready to face Jaka. The final battle, Simba arrived at Jaka's fortress, where darkness ruled. The sky was black, and the air was heavy with fear. He stood tall, shouting, "Jaka, face me." Jaka appeared, holding the spear with a twisted smile. "You are a fool to challenge me," he sneered. "This spear belongs to me now." Their battle was fierce, shaking the earth and echoing through the mountains. Jaka used the spear's power, shooting lightning and fire. Simba dodged, his heart pounding, but he did not give up. "I fight for my people," he cried, his courage giving him strength. But the curse began to turn against Jaka. His greed made the spear grow heavy, and its power started to consume him. "No, this is my power," he screamed as the spear burned his hands. Realizing his chance, Simba leaped forward and seized the spear. A burst of light surrounded him, and the curse was lifted. Jaka fell to his knees, his power gone. The darkness over the kingdom vanished, and the land was saved. Simba returned the spear to the sacred cave, vowing to protect it with his pure heart. The people rejoiced, celebrating their hero who stayed true to his purpose. And so, the legend of Magical Spear lived on, teaching that true strength comes from a pure heart, not greed or power.